The following presentation is a teaching by Avraham Emuna. In this video, I'm going to expound on the prophet Obadiah's words and show how they reveal the establishment of a new 70-member Sanhedrin in Israel, and a Sephardic Jewish Mashiach at its head. Obadiah states in chapter 1, verses 18 through 21, "And the house of Jacob shall be a consuming fire, and the house of Esau shall become stubble, and fire shall ignite Esau and consume them, and the house of Esau shall have no survivors. But the exile of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall inherit the cities of the southland, and saviors shall ascend Mount Zion to judge the mountain of Esau, and Hashem shall establish the kingdom." So let's embark on a journey through the prophetic vision of Obadiah, a vision that reaches into the depths of history and stretches forward to the time of the Messiah. This is not just a story of past enmities between brothers Jacob and Esau, but a tale of cosmic struggle, divine justice, and ultimate redemption. It is a story where the flames of Jacob and Joseph rise to consume the stubble of Esau, where the exiles of Sepharad return to inherit the cities of the south of Judah, and where the saviors ascend Mount Zion to judge the nations and establish the kingdom of Hashem. Our journey begins in the night, in Genesis chapter 32, the story with Jacob left alone and wrestling a divine being by the river Jabbok. In that darkness he confronts the angel of Esau, a battle not only of brothers but of destinies. The night is long and the struggle is fierce. Jacob's hip is dislocated, a wound that echoes through the centuries as a symbol of Israel's exile and suffering. But Jacob holds fast, refusing to let go until the blessing is given. As dawn breaks, the angel can no longer resist, for the power of Esau is bound to the darkness of exile, and light dispels shadow. In that moment, Jacob becomes Israel, the one who struggles with God and prevails. Obadiah the prophet picks up this thread centuries later, painting a vision of the end of days. In a few short verses, he unveils a sweeping prophecy, and saviors will ascend Mount Zion to judge the mountain of Esau, and the kingdom will be Hashem's. The simplicity of the words belies their depth. These saviors, according to the sages, are none other than the 70 elders of Israel, the Sanhedrin, who in the days of the Messiah will sit in judgment over the 70 nations of the world. For just as there are 70 souls who descended with Jacob into Egypt, there are 70 nations whose spiritual rectification is tied to Israel's destiny. The 70 bulls offered during Sukkot, one for each nation, foreshadow this time when the nations will come under the guidance of the Torah and the wisdom of the Sanhedrin. The scene shifts to Mount Zion, where the fire of Jacob and the flame of Joseph burn bright. And the house of Jacob shall be fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau shall become stubble. Fire and flame, working in harmony, one providing the essence, the other spreading the light, are destined to consume the stubble of Esau. In the language of Kabbalah, Jacob's fire is the divine attribute of Gevurah, judgment and purification, while Joseph's flame is Netzach, the victorious extension of holiness into the world. Together they will burn away the klippot, the husks of impurity that conceal the divine light. Esau, representing the nations that oppose divine sovereignty, becomes as stubble before them. There will be no survivors, for the Lord has spoken. The prophecy moves swiftly, revealing the inheritance of the land. The southland, the Negev, will stretch forth to possess the mountain of Esau, while the fields of Ephraim and Samaria will flourish again. Benjamin, the beloved son, will inherit Gilead. It is a vision of restoration, a reversal of exile. But the verse that follows holds a mystery. "And the exile of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall inherit the cities of the southland." Sepharad, a name that echoes through centuries and continents, understood by many to be Spain, the birthplace of the Sephardic Jews. Could it be that the exiles of Sepharad, those who carried the Torah through fire and sword, are destined to play a key role in the redemption? The Jewish sages hint that the Messiah may arise from this lineage. The return of the exiles of Sepharad is not just a historical movement, but a gathering of sparks, a final ingathering of souls that will crown the Messianic era. Sepharad, the westernmost exile, symbolizes the deepest concealment of divine light. Its return represents the full revelation of that light, the sun that sets in the west only to rise in the east, illuminating the world with the knowledge of Hashem. Could it be that the Messiah himself of the house of David will arise from this Sephardic lineage, bringing with him the light that will consume the darkness of Esau? The end of Obadiah's vision is clear. The kingdom shall be Hashem's, not just over Israel, but over all the earth, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of Hashem as the waters cover the sea. The Sanhedrin, restored and led by the Messiah, will guide the nations with Torah law. The saviors who ascend Mount Zion will judge not with human justice, but with divine wisdom, bringing rectification to the 70 nations and establishing a world of peace. This is the essence of the prophecy, not the destruction of the nations, but their transformation. The stubble of Esau, the impure kalipa, or husks, must burn so that the divine spark within can be revealed. The exile must end so that the light of Mashiach can shine forth. The wrestling must cease so that the dawn can break. As we close this exploration, let us remember that the fire of Jacob and the flame of Joseph burned within each of us. Our task is to ignite that flame, to spread the light of Torah until the darkness of exile is consumed. For in the end, as Obadiah declared, the kingdom shall be Hashem's. May we merit to see this day soon, speedily and in our days. Thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Avraham Eminer. The views expressed here are mine alone and are not meant to be an authoritative representation of any one religious tradition.